The desert stretched endlessly before them, its golden dunes shimmering under the sun of Eldara. The trio trudged through the sand, their steps slow and labored. Despite the oppressive heat, Anna, Ethan, and Ryan pressed on, their resolve strengthened by their first success in recovering a fragment of the Lightshard. Ethan shaded his eyes with his hand and squinted at the horizon.
The map says the next shard is somewhere in these sands, but I don't see anything resembling a clue.
Ryan grumbled, adjusting his bag.
Of course, because why would an ancient artifact make itself easy to find?
Anna pulled out the glowing map the Guardian had given them. The shard's marker pulsed softly, pointing them toward the southeast.
It's here somewhere. Let's keep moving. Maybe we'll find shelter soon.
As they continued, the air grew heavier, and a faint hum began to rise from the sands. The sound seemed to come from all directions, making it impossible to pinpoint its source. Ethan stopped, his face tense.
You hear that?
Anna nodded, scanning the area.
Yeah, but what is it?
Before anyone could answer, the ground beneath them trembled. Suddenly, the sand erupted in a violent burst, and a massive creature emerged. It was a serpent, its body composed of glistening glass-like scales that reflected the sunlight. Its eyes burned with a fierce golden light. Ryan stumbled backward.
What is that?
The serpent coiled around them, its movements unsettlingly smooth. Its voice echoed in their minds, deep and resonant.
You seek the Lightshard, but it is guarded by the trials of the dunes. Prove your worth, or be consumed by the sands.
Anna stepped forward, trying to keep her voice steady.
What kind of trial?
The serpent's eyes flared brighter.
The trial of unity. Only those who act as one may pass, face the storm, and retrieve the shard.
With that, the serpent reared back and slammed its tail into the sand. A violent gust of wind erupted, and in moments, a colossal sandstorm engulfed them. Visibility dropped to almost nothing as the winds howled and the sand stung their skin.
Stay together!
Ethan shouted, his voice barely audible over the roar of the storm. He held tightly to Anna's hand and grabbed Ryan's arm. The map in Anna's hand glowed faintly, its pulsing light barely visible through the swirling sands. She followed it. Minutes felt like hours as they navigated the chaos. Then, just as they were about to lose hope, the winds around them shifted. The storm parted slightly, revealing a calm, circular area. In the center of the circle stood a massive ancient structure, half buried in the sand. Its walls were adorned with the same glowing symbols they had seen before. At the top of a spiraling staircase, a pedestal held another fragment of the Lightshard. Ryan let out a breath of relief.
There it is.
Let's get it and get out of here.
Ethan said, already moving toward the staircase. But as they approached the base of the structure, the sands beneath their feet began to shift again. 3 smaller figures, humanoid but made of sand, rose from the ground, their eyes glowing with the same golden light as the serpent. Anna raised her hands.
We don't want to fight.
The sand figures didn't respond. Instead, they raised their arms, and whips of sand lashed toward the trio. Ethan ducked and rolled to the side.
Guess talking's not an option.
Anna dodged another attack. Ethan shouted.
Ryan, use the mirror again.
Ryan fumbled in his bag, pulling out the small mirror he had used in their last battle. He angled it toward the nearest figure, reflecting the light of the shard fragment above. The figure faltered, its form wavering, but it didn't fall.
It's not enough.
Ryan shouted. Anna noticed that the symbols on the structure's walls glowed brighter when the sand figures attacked.
The symbols! Maybe they're connected to the shard's power.
Ethan nodded.
Let's light them up.
The trio split up, each heading toward a different wall of the structure. As the sand figures pursued them, Anna and the others used the mirror to reflect the shard's light onto the symbols. One by one, the symbols activated, and with each activation, the sand figures grew weaker. Finally, when the last symbol was lit, the figures collapsed into piles of harmless sand. The storm outside grew quieter, and the shard fragment on the pedestal shone even brighter. Anna climbed the staircase and reached for the shard. As soon as her fingers touched it, a surge of energy coursed through her. The fragment resonated with the one they had already collected, their combined light growing stronger. The serpent's voice echoed once more.
You have proven your unity. The Lightshard recognizes your bond. But beware, for the darkness will not rest.
The structure crumbling as the sands rushed in.
Time to go.
Ethan yelled, leading the charge down the staircase. They sprinted toward the edge of the eye where the portal shimmered faintly. Anna held the shard fragment tightly as they leapt through the portal, the collapsing eye vanishing behind them. They landed in a lush green valley, a stark contrast to the harsh desert. The air was cool, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of ancient trees. Ryan flopped onto his back, panting.
Okay, that was way more intense than the last one.
Ethan laughed, pulling out a flask of water and passing it around.
Looks like these trials are only going to get harder.
Anna studied the two shard fragments, now glowing in unison.
But we're getting stronger too. The Guardian was right. We're learning how to work together.
Suddenly, the ground beneath them began to tremble, and the serene valley darkened. From the shadows of the trees, a figure emerged, cloaked in black with crimson eyes.
So you've collected 2 pieces.
The figure said, its voice dripping with malice.
But you won't make it to the 3rd.
Ethan instinctively stepped in front of Anna and Ryan.
Who are you?
The figure smirked.
I am a servant of the darkness, and I'm here to ensure you fail.
The figure raised its hand, and the valley was instantly transformed into a battlefield. Roots sprang from the ground, tangling their legs, while spectral beasts emerged from the trees. Anna gripped the shards tightly.
We can't let them take these.
Ryan pulled out his mirror again, but the figure laughed.
That trick won't work here.
With a wave of its hand, the mirror shattered into pieces. Ethan clenched his fists.
Fine. We'll do this the old-fashioned way.
He charged toward the figure, dodging the roots and beasts. Anna and Ryan followed, using whatever they could find to fight off their attackers. The battle was intense, but as the trio worked together, they began to notice something. The shards in Anna's hands were glowing brighter, reacting to their unity and determination. Anna shouted,
Focus on the shards. Maybe we can use their power.
Ethan and Ryan fought their way back to Anna. Together, they raised the shards high and a burst of light erupted from them, banishing the roots and beasts and forcing the figure to retreat.
You've won this round.
The figure said, its voice filled with bitterness.
But the darkness will not be so easily defeated.
As the figure vanished, the valley returned to its peaceful state. Ryan let out a shaky laugh.
Okay, now that was a fight.
Ethan grinned.
And we didn't die. That's a win in my book.
Anna looked at the shards, their light now steady.
We're going to face more of them.
She said.
But as long as we stick together, we'll find every shard and bring back the balance.
With renewed determination, they set off once more, ready for the next challenge. Their journey was far from over, and they wouldn't stop until Eldara and their world was safe.